I restarted it, and then now you can hear me. The first time I restarted, you couldn't hear me though. But I'm gonna try to put in my earphones. So, can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Now she's just fucking with us.
I wouldn't do that. All right. Hello.
All right. Well,
Cheryl.
welcome to the Gag On This podcast. Check the episode description for the show and guest social media. Check out our website, gagonthispodcast.com. Email us, gagonthispodcast@gmail.com. Like and follow our Facebook page. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can watch the recording and hear the episode 2 days before it is released. I am none other than Big Nick. I am joined always by my Portuguese lover, that is Rob.
Hello.
Joined by the Italian stallion, that is Danny D.
What?
Sacramento poet laureate Sharon.
Hello.
Hi.
And our guest is none other than the hilarious, very well-known locally, and I think nationally at this point, Cheryl, the soccer mom Anderson.
Hi, everybody.
You like deaf people?
We could do the beatnik thing and just like.
Yeah, daddy-o.
I had a roommate that didn't learn how to snap till he was 30.
I don't know how to whistle.
I think that's
I
a
can't do that kind of
physiological
whistle, like with
No.
fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
thing. The
I
white
can't
trash
do-
whistle?
Can't
Is
do
that what it
it.
is?
Trash.
I don't know.
whistle.
So I do have to say, Cheryl, you have a tremendous presence locally, because when we post the promos on social media, we'll get maybe a like or two, but nobody ever comments. And when I put you up, we had a ton of comments.
Oh, good comments, I hope.
Oh, yeah. Josh Means said he still remembers you hosted the first open mic he ever did.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. He was really good right from the start.
Yeah, and he also said you were the one that got him his first paid gig at Tommy T's, too.
Oh, I don't remember that part, but good for me.
Well, Josh is pretty forgettable, so it's okay.
No, I remember thinking he deserved to be getting paid work, but I don't remember the exact show.
Well, let's see if you remember this. I sent you an email 4 years ago.
Arrow, you were thinking about starting. You know what? Hold on 1 second. I'm really sorry.
See, you made her upset. She's leaving now. Pissed her off.
No one said there was a quiz, you asshole.
Right?
I was gonna look
Leave her
back.
alone.
She's gotta go back in our mailbox. Like, let me see where it's
By the way, do you think that's a blanket?
Wow.
I
Sorry
think
about
so.
that. That was crazy. Somebody was at the door. Nobody ever comes to our door.
Oh.
Oh, snap.
Well,
Was
you're
it delivery?
popular.
Was it the delivery or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's kind of a thing. I got bit by a pit bull yesterday.
Oh, no.
Yeah. See?
Ouch.
Snap.
Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah.
It's a nice
I
little
know.
bruise.
Yeah, it's really, yeah. It was really scary. So like there's like back and forth going on. So I thought like, oh, there's like lawyers here or something.
You at like a park or were you at your house?
I was I just out for a walk
Wow.
and came around the corner and bit me.
That's one of my biggest fears. Not just by a pit bull, but by any dog. Like I like dogs, but I don't know what I would do if one started to attack me because it's not like I can run away. So
I know. It was very scary. And I'm not even afraid of dogs. I wasn't afraid of dogs, but now I'm kind of like, oh.
It's a little known fact that Cheryl, the soccer mom, runs a dog fighting ring.
Well, somebody had to take over after Michael Vick.
Exactly.
That is
I
true.
could probably get away with it too.
Oh, you totally probably could, yeah.
Wow. So true.
What were we talking about?
If you remember me emailing you 4 years ago.
Were you thinking about getting started?
Yes.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
No way.
Holy shit.
do,
No.
yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Comedy?
What did your email say, Nick, since you brought it up? You probably don't even remember.
I actually saved it.
Okay.
We went
Right.
brought up, man.
Well, first of all, I was shocked that you actually answered me back. It was about me. Like I was debating whether or not to get into comedy. I asked her how I should do it. She was hosting the open mic at Laughs, I believe. But I was shocked she answered because it came out right after your Ask Me About My Honda commercial. And I was like, oh, shit, she made it. And she's actually answering me? But you were very nice about it. Like you actually respond. Most people respond with like one line thing, like do an open mic. You actually responded with a couple paragraphs. I was pretty amazed by that.
Oh,
It's a template.
I
I'm just
love,
kidding.
yeah, no. I really that was my favorite thing about hosting the open mic was when people would come up for their first time. That's my favorite thing. Because you can see it. I could see it in their eyes. Like when I would come up to take them off stage, I could just see it in their eyes if they were like, oh my God, this was the best thing I've ever done. Or if they were like, I'm never going to do this again.
Yeah, Bobby Emoto said something about that when he was doing your open mics. He was like, yeah, I remember this Cheryl doing open mics with Cheryl. I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So when did you get into comedy?
It's been, you know what, I'm not like, you know how some comics are like, they have their anniversary, so they know exactly the first time. I don't remember the exact first time I went up. It's been like 12 and a half years now, I guess. So I had a website and I was writing a lot and I was terrified of public speaking, but I wanted to get over that. And I went to like a workshop for humor writing, and he gave us a chance to get on stage. And then I had that like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever, because I got a big laugh. But so I had to get over the stage fright. So I just started going to open mics around Sacramento. And people were very, really encouraging and really welcoming. And that's how I got started.
That's awesome. So you started in Sac and then you now live in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. My husband got a job here. I grew up in Minnesota and my family's here.
Okay.
My dad is here. My dad's 91 and
Nice.
he's here. So it's nice. Yeah, we can spend time. And I like Minnesota.
Yeah. I'm really good friends with Jackie Pearl, and she speaks very highly of you. We've crossed paths, but we've never really met at different venues. But I hear amazing things about you. So
thank you.
Ted Yang, Jackie Pearl, they're just like, if you haven't met her yet, let's go to Minnesota. I'm like, I don't want to go to Minnesota.
So Acme Comedy Club has one of the best open mics in the whole country. It's amazing. Yeah, if you guys ever plan a trip to Minnesota, come be here for a Monday night. That's when their open mic is. It's really good.
Awesome.
I think that's what Ed Mina said too. When we had Ed on, he talked about that open mic.
Yeah, they were out for a visit.
Yeah, do you host it or do you?
No, I just barely get up at it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been a struggle to get stage time here.
Really?
Yeah.
Lack of clubs or?
Yeah, because I'm just like, it's kind of like starting over, and especially me, because I come out and be like, hey, I'm funny. And be like, yeah, sure, lady. Because they have it's an image and they have a expectation of the kind of humor I'm going to do, and that, I bet she's a hoot. So, yeah. It's taken some time, but I don't know. And now, who knows now?
Because of COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys hit pretty hard over there?
Not like, so California right now is really increasing. Mm-hmm. Minnesota was increasing and then they flattened out. Yeah, yay, California. But it's starting to go up a little bit, but now we've got a Democratic governor. I think today he was going to do a mask mandate for the whole state. So I think he probably did that. I don't know. I haven't watched the news. I'm trying to stay off of social media and news and everything. It's just, I got a little bit too into it for a while and
you're better off.
Yeah. I live in a world of rainbows and sunshine, so I don't ever watch the news. I have no idea.
Yeah, I like watching the news. The social media part, though, is just too much.
Because of trolls?
Oh, it's just everything. People being uninformed and happily uneducated about things, and so, and just so looking for a fight all the time. And just. Ugh.
So have you been doing any Zoom comedy?
Okay, I did one. I don't know if you guys heard about the one we did. There was after maybe the second comic, it was just before I went up. A pedophile took over the screen and started playing this child pornography video.
You got Zoom bombed? Wow.
It was horrible. Because at first you just see a guy with a dick in his hand. And you're like, oh, here we go. You know, funny guy. And then it just got horrific. It was.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've been doing Zoom like 2 or 3 times a day, and I haven't had any of the. That's weird.
It was really bad luck. And you know, and so then I was like, well, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah. Right.
But
I wouldn't either, I guess.
Yeah, it was horrible. Like I still like. Yeah, it was horrible.
Right.
Sharon, promise not to do that anymore.
You know, it's hard.
That's why you don't.
Yes.
But I'm gonna do. I got into the Big Pine Comedy Festival. They were planning to do it in Arizona because you know things were leveling off. So they're like, it's in September. We're gonna do the festival, and then Arizona's ramped back up again. So now they're saying they're just gonna go virtual. And I wasn't going to do it, but I decided, well, I'll just give it a try and see. I'm kind of trying to rewrite material so it'll be more appropriate for Zoom shows because I like to get crowd reaction. I like to have interaction with the crowd. And it's just, so I'm trying to redo some material and do things. Try to come up with something that'll be appropriate for Zoom shows. We'll see.
Yeah. I won my first comedy competition and I was accepted to go on this little like tour in Canada in September, and now they've extended the border even more. So it's like, dang it!
Yeah, they're not going to let Americans.
They're not going to let us
anywhere.
in.
No, because I was also supposed to go to Norway. I had shows booked in Norway in May, and of course that all got canceled. And I was going to be in Alaska. This was going to be my best spring ever. I had a festival in Alaska. I was going to go to Norway. I had like these corporate gigs that were just going to, you know, it was going to be money and then nothing.
Yeah, I also saw you got admitted for the Slow Festival too, right?
That was one of the last things I did because that was in February, I guess. So I did the Bay Area Black competition and then went down to San Luis Obispo after that. Submit for both of those, you guys. And San Luis Obispo is so much fun. They sell out the shows and the whole town comes out. It's so much fun and they treat the comics really well. I did the one in Paris, Texas too. That was in South Dakota. There was a Snowfest in South Dakota, or Snow Jam in South Dakota, and then I went down to Paris, Texas. And yeah, festivals were great this year. It was such a good year until it wasn't.
The same.
Yeah.
So speaking of black comedy, I have to bring it up. You did a bit at the Apollo.
Yes, I did.
And one thing I'm curious about is the Apollo's notoriously very rough, and unfortunately they treated you like most comics and booed.
Yeah.
Do you think the audience has that expectation to boo right off the bat?
Oh, 100%. So it wasn't like the regular Apollo show. It was the Fox, you know, they were doing a show. So it was produced.
Steve Harvey hosted it. Yeah.
Yes. I went through rounds of auditions. And then we went to New York. I got 2 weeks in New York. They brought all of us into New York for 2 weeks, fully paid. It was wonderful. That was the best part about it. And then, you know, the network goes over your set literally word by word. They picked out words like you can't say this, you can't say this. And you went through run-throughs and dress rehearsal and just, you know, it was really produced. And then before they bring me up, then Steve Harvey has the audience practice booing.
Jesus.
Yeah. And it was just, so the way reality TV is not reality. Nothing happens the way you think it does. Nothing. Because like I did America's Got Talent too. And there's just like what's going on behind the scenes. You can't even, but you have to sign away your life too. You have to say like, I won't talk about this or, you know, we'll sue you.
Yeah.
Do you think that takes away, obviously it takes away from your comedy style? Like, have you had to, what do you prefer more, doing just regular shows, or do you like doing America's Got Talent, or trying out for like shows like that? Do you?
You know, because, well, who knows if one thing, because like on America's Got Talent, I got 4 yes votes. Like Howard Stern's like, oh, you're like Roseanne, and yeah, you're going to Radio City Music Hall, and was hugging Nick Cannon, and I was like, oh, my life just changed. But then the producers, like, they get your story, like who has cancer, and you know, and all that, and then the producers decide who actually moves on, and I didn't, so it didn't even air. So if that would have aired, you know, and then I would have had Howard Stern saying, you're like Roseanne, and be like, wow. You know, because I was like, wow, my life has changed. This is it. Here I go. I've had so many times like that when I'm like, yeah, this is it. And then, oh, no, it's not. But yeah, Showtime at the Apollo. So they started booing as soon as I got on stage. But they can adjust the sound so it didn't sound like that. So they, and like my set wasn't even in the order in which I did it. It was like the jokes were moved around even, and I don't even know if I should. Maybe I think it's been long enough now, but yeah. But it was really fun, and the audience was so enthusiastic about how they booed me, you know, that it was just, they're like, boo! It was just, they were just like standing up and get out. Yeah, just like, it was so funny. Yeah. So it was just, I thought it was fun. And I met some really good people that I'm still friends with. And now too, I feel like I'm bulletproof because I'm like, do you think some little bar show in Chico is going to intimidate me? Because I've been booed off stage at the Apollo Theater in Harlem. So
such a class, here I come.
Touch a class in the Bay Area Ballet Competition. That's actually how I got Showtime at the Apollo, because I had tapes from there, and you know, and doing sets there. That's what got me through the auditions for Showtime at the Apollo.
Well, yeah, because your set, from what I remember, you did the set previously, and it actually worked out really well before. Yeah,
I know. If they would have listened to my jokes, I think they would have laughed and liked it, you know. But I get it. They didn't want me on stage. That's fine. I understand.
Well, I think you lost them at the ashy comment, maybe.
Well, see, that's how they made it sound. Oh. But they were booing the whole time. There was a group that was very energetically booing me from the beginning.
How long was your set? Was it 5 minutes, 7 minutes?
Oh no, I wasn't even on stage for a minute. I'd say. I think total it was a minute or a minute and a half. I don't remember.
Damn.
But yeah, like the dress rehearsal went great. It was, you know, because there was an audience there for that, and that went great. But
that's insane to me, because I think you're hella funny. So I just can't even, that pissed me off. But
it was fun. And way better comics than me have been booed off stage there. So
for sure.
Well, I sort of lost all hope when I believe it was still on Fox. Richard Pryor's son went up there, and they booed the shit out of him. And then the host actually came up and was like, come on, this is Richard Pryor's son. Let's give him a chance. And then the crowd actually really liked him.
Yeah. Then they listened.
Yeah.
And and let him do his jokes. Yeah.
But
I didn't get a second chance. There was a singer on my show too that got a second chance. And I didn't get a second chance.
Ouch.
God damn, man. That takes balls though. Like, I don't even know if I'd be even close, like ever want to just go up and just get booed. Because the Apollo's 2 tiers, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there was a lot of people. Yeah, it was overwhelming. But like I said, so that happened, and I wasn't physically harmed, nothing. I just went on, and I got 2 free weeks in New York. It was great. So
that's awesome.
She wins.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
Yep.
Right.
Did you do any sets at any of the clubs in New York?
Yeah, I did a couple. Just like this Comedy Cellar, I think, is the big one. We couldn't get in there, but I had done a festival in New York before, so I knew a couple of the little smaller clubs. Mm-hmm. The She Devil Festival I had done before.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, New York is great. I had a ball.
I've heard New York is a comics place to perform.
That's what everybody says. Like, if you want to be in TV, like, go to LA, and if you just want to be a stand-up, go to New York, because you'll get a bunch of sets every night, and the audiences are smart, and they let you work stuff out. That's what people say. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you plan, some comedian did what, 28 sets in a night? Aaron Berg. There's a documentary on Amazon Prime. Yeah, he beat the record and did 28 sets in one night.
Wow,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow,
I'm a little jealous. That's freaking awesome.
So I want to talk about Nick at Night's funniest mom search.
Okay.
Now, you placed, right?
Well, so yeah, that was like the first thing. It was almost a bad thing that happened, because I was brand new.
Oh, really?
I had just started, and there was a competition. So Tommy T's had a competition, Nick at Night Search for the Funniest Mom in America, and I won there. So I got to go down to Hollywood at the Laugh Factory. Roseanne was the host.
Wow.
And we got 3 minutes, and I had literally 3 minutes of material. That was all I had, because I was brand new. I've been doing it for like 6 months.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, this is how this works. You do open mics for 6 months, and then you get on TV.
Yeah.
And you go to Hollywood, and you meet Roseanne, and So I didn't move on from that competition, but I was in the women that were in my in that show were like Kathy Ladman she's been on Curb Your Enthusiasm, and she's been doing comedy for like a really long time. She's a pro. So yeah, I had no business being in that group with those people, but yeah, it got me a TV credit right off the bat.
Yeah. It shows up on your IMDb.
When you started comedy here 12 years ago in SAC, do you remember like who, I guess like who was, was it like you, Carlos, Ellis? Was there a lot of women, I guess? Because there's a ton of women comics now in Sacramento.
Yeah, there wasn't that much. So I went, Shane Murphy was doing the open mic at the Clarion Hotel. It's not the Clarion anymore. I forget what it is. So I just went and watched, and Ellis Rodriguez was pretty new, and Jason Ressler, Mikey Winfield would drop. Mikey Winfield was a big deal then,
Yeah.
So it was like, so I would just go and watch. And then I sent Ellis a message on MySpace. Like, I really want to do this, but I feel like I'm just too different, because there wasn't anybody like me that was doing comedy at the time.
That's perfect.
Well, so that's what Ellis said, because I said, like, I don't think I should do this, because there's, I'm just too different. And he's like, no, different is good. That's, and he was pretty much just starting to, like, he maybe had a year more than I did. I'm not sure. So they were very encouraging. Cole Black, he's in Colorado now. He was very encouraging. And so I just started going up there. And getting over my stage fright.
Cool.
And so like Steph Garcia was in Cinderella. Kelly Price I think she had already moved to LA at that time. So yeah, there weren't very many women.
All right.
Well, to piggyback on that, how do you, are you liking the fact that there's a ton more women now and like women shows?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I'm all for, it's diversity, that's because our audiences are made up of all different kinds of people. So yeah, we need all those voices.
My friends that go to my shows, they're like, if I hear one more dick joke from a guy, I swear it. I'm like, I promise you there's some women on here. I promise you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then a woman comes up and is like, I was fucking with this guy with a little dick.
Yeah. I'm not one to shy away from the dick jokes. They're kind of my bread and butter, but.
Well, your one joke, your snatulence, that fucking still gets me.
Oh yeah. I know. I want to do like a yoga shirt or something with that. I need to do something with that.
That's cool.
So what's up with the Elders React?
Okay. So I don't know if you guys know the React channel, Fine Brothers Entertainment. So I think they start out with kids, like they give kids a rotary phone or something, and then they record them being like, what do you do with this thing? So then they added elders, and they have parents, they have adults, they have like students, I think, kids, YouTubers. They've really expanded, and it's crazy popular. I don't know who's watching them, but like I think the last one's
Yeah, Sharon and I
are like, okay.
So like they give like, so my grandma's 94. I guess you would like give her your iPhone and have her on Snapchat and see how she reacted to that.
They've done that. They've done TikTok. Like
okay.
they show us rap videos or other music videos. Taylor Swift. I did. The last ones they had us react to the OK Boomer memes.
Oh, okay.
And then another time they gave us like millennial foods. Like, let's see how the elders react to millennial foods.
Like hummus.
Well, yeah, there was avocado toast and charcoal water.
Oh.
Yeah, stuff like that. But I think that's got like it has over 2 million views.
Wow.
Just watching us eat avocado toast.
Yes. Food porn.
Well, people watch some weird shit.
Yeah. And that's probably the thing. Like I'll just get randomly recognized for Elders React, like just out at Starbucks in Minneapolis or something, you know. People will be like, I think aren't you? I'm like, yeah.
I was the one eating that avocado toast.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything before I keep going? Rob, with your dyed beard?
Why do you gotta call it out like that?
It'll fade away after a couple of washes. Leave me alone.
He's just mad because he can't grow face hair.
Yeah, all right, Cheryl. You can see me, right?
Yeah.
How long do you think this took?
30
2
years.
No.
days.
Oh my God, you are a saint.
15 years in the making, I'm sure.
Yeah, like this right here, this scruff took a week.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like, I can't even see it.
Yeah, my son has more face hair than you right now.
Wow.
So do you keep your roots here in Sac? Because I know you're still like you did like a commercial recently, or like a funny commercial for a donut shop I saw.
Oh yeah, we filmed that quite a while ago. That was before I moved when we filmed that. But I think it was just done. Yeah, that was yeah. Those
How
true
long
stories
ago
from
did you move?
Donut.
Sorry.
It's been 3 years.
Oh, okay.
3 years, yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, I come back. So I've been spending like half-time pretty much down in LA because I was taking classes at UCB. I was taking improv classes.
Nice.
And then going up at Comedy Store and trying to get spots down there and trying to do, the whole LA thing. Yeah. So I was spending like half-time back and forth. So I was still getting booked up around Sacramento and Central Valley.
Man, I thought it was a lot longer ago you moved. 3 years, that's not much at all. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because I've been back and forth so much too. I don't know.
Yeah. What does your husband think of all this? You said you were married, right?
Yeah, 36 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's like, those people seem to think you're funny.
Oh.
He's cool with like you just like going to LA and doing your own thing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wish my wife would get a gig where she had to travel all the time.
Well, that was so we, the kids are grown. So we got rid of literally everything. We just sold the house and I got rid of everything and it almost destroyed me, but I'm glad we did it. Yeah. So we thought, well, we just got a 1-bedroom apartment while we're deciding what to do. And, I'm working at nights most of the time and traveling. My husband worked during the day. So it was working out fine. But then COVID happened and now we're both in this 1-bedroom apartment 100% of the time because he's working at home and I don't have any jobs. So
sorry, I don't mean to laugh. But
yeah, I know. You gotta laugh.
Or else you'll kill each other.
Yeah.
What do your kids think of your career?
Oh, they're great. They're cool with it. They help me with jokes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I'll try stuff out on them.
Do you use your kids in your comedy?
Well, kind of, but not really. I mean, I kind of do like real life, but it's not really. I mean, it's like my life plus maybe 50%. I don't know.
What you heard.
Yeah, I don't really do anything too personal. I mean, it might seem like it, but it isn't really.
So you've never suffered a case of snatulence?
Okay, that did happen. So at an old lady yoga class, and this lady next to me, and you couldn't not react because it's loud. And then she's like, "Oh, that wasn't a fart." I was like, "Okay, is that like better now?"
Oh, how old was she? I'm curious. I'm just wanting to picture this in my mind.
Well, like my age. It was like the elders class. It was so it's open to all ages, but it's like gentle yoga, what I was doing at the time. So it was, it's usually older folks that
I'd still end up
one.
crippled after a gentle yoga class.
Right?
Lululemon is nuts, by the way. There's a Lululemon store around the corner here that reopened, and there are people lined up like 20 deep waiting to get into that place.
Is that a yoga pants store?
Yeah,
Yep.
they're $100. Like their legs are $100.
Go no.
And
Well,
people,
I think it's funny that people are still buying it after what the owner said a while ago.
yeah, there's a lot of like look up. There's a podcast about the Lululemon murders or murder or something like that. Yeah, it's really something. But yeah, you can't even go to yoga class. Who cares what you're wearing if you're just
If those yoga pants had some kind of like cooling system in them to keep me cool during the day, I would buy them probably for $100. But I don't think that that's what they're offering.
No,
I like
I don't.
those special underwear with the silver in it to make it so you can't smell your farts.
Ew.
Have
I
you
did
seen
not know
those?
that. No.
Yeah,
No.
it's
I don't fart
That's
so
new.
much.
like if you listen to podcasts, they're one of those like the stamps.com. They're on all the podcasts
Wow.
where I want to say it's like Mac Weldon or something like that, where there's something built into the underwear, so it like
I think I've heard of those.
it's
It's like
like
a
charcoal
charcoal,
or silver.
charcoal filter. I
Yeah,
have heard of those.
All right.
Where's the fun in that?
Well, if you're in a yoga class.
Ah, that's true. Just ripping them left and right, downward dog.
There you go.
It's like
So you performed all over the place. What's your favorite place to perform?
Oh boy. I don't know that I've had a favorite. I've had some really fun shows. Just I can't really name any one favorite place. I love the clubs in Sacramento. I love Laughs Unlimited and Punchline and then just like one-nighters in the Central Valley, like down in Manteca and Modesto. Had really fun shows down there. Fat Cat in Modesto I think it was Modesto, yeah.
Yes.
Used to be really fun. That was a really fun place.
any places you avoid? Not specific clubs because I don't want to jinx you on it, but just like
Okay, yeah, like the older, like, so people will book me thinking like, oh, she'll be a hoot, and so it'll be like like the Red Hat Society kind of those shows.
Oh yeah, my grandma does that.
Oh boy, they do not care for me.
Really?
Yeah, and because they think that I'm gonna do like
Old lady jokes?
yeah, right, yeah, like I pee when I cough. Oh, don't you hate that, ladies?
Get a little tinkle.
Yeah.
Right.
it happens when guys hit 48 too.
So
Happy
So I
birthday,
understand a little bit better about like tailoring my material to match the audience better than I did when I was first starting out. But I don't enjoy those kind of shows because I feel like I kind of have to pander to the audience to get through it, and it's just not fun. So yeah, those kind of shows I don't look forward to.
Yeah, I can't imagine the Red Hat Society being a hoot.
No, so
No.
we did a show at Tommy T's and they left early. I hadn't even gotten up yet. They left early and wrote on their bill, the food is horrible. Your show is vulgar and the food is horrible.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the whole Red Hat. And that's a production when all the Red Hat ladies all stand up all in mass and walk out together, you know. There's
Purple,
like,
red hats, walking out, like,
Yeah.
we're not having this. Down them steps, yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you
you
remember
just
who was
can't-
on stage when they walked off?
Oh, it might have been, it was when we were doing Real Housewives of Rio Linda. It might have been, I think Cinderella was hosting, but
Oh.
Oh.
you
I'd
know,
be
and
proud
there
of
wasn't
walking
even
a whole room.
anything. Yeah, so there was still audience left after they did, but yeah, we just weren't what they had expected, I guess. So. Yeah.
Sure, I noticed you said a lot of the California spots. Do you do anything like in Texas or any of the?
Well, when I went to Paris, Texas, when I did the Paris festival, that was the first time I had done jokes in Texas. And then I got booked at a club in Arkansas as a result of that, but then that got canceled. So I was planning to do, so I was going to do like a kind of a run through the South because I've never been through that area.
I did that last year. It was super fun. I went to New Orleans,
Oh,
Alabama, Atlanta, and Florida. I did
nice.
some comedy. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
They didn't like me in Florida, but
Oh,
New Orleans was pretty cool because it had a bunch of tourists in it and, you know,
Yeah.
different walks of life, and they were so crowded. It was awesome.
isn't
Someone
it
liked you in
interesting?
Florida.
Because like I did a show in DeLand, Florida, so it was like central. There's I think it's Bonkers that's through all there.
Yeah.
And the host said it was just a guest set, but he said the only thing we require is no blasphemy. And I was like, well, there goes my set, you know, just like joking around. He got really serious, like, we are not kidding. We take our faith very seriously, and we will cut the mic if there's any blasphemy. I'm not gonna blaspheme anybody. You know, it's cool. So yeah, but that was a fun show. But yeah, they were very strict about that.
Does cursing count as blasphemy, or is it just making fun of Jesus?
Yeah, I think it's making fun of Christianity in general.
Glad you guys clarified that because I wasn't going to ask.
I don't give a shit.
I'm like,
It'd just
blasphemy, like.
it would just be
what the
funny to
fuck?
go up there and, you know, talk about fucking somebody, and they're like, "Oh, that's hilarious," but you can't mention Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. I guess probably if you said, yeah, I don't know.
You're going to hell because you laughed at this. Like,
Yeah.
Although I bet you
Maybe.
would have killed if you were like, "Jesus is my savior." Got an applause break and everything, standing O.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good times.
Good times talking about Jesus. Speaking of which, it's the Feast of Mary Magdalene. I don't know if you guys knew that. Just wanted to throw that out there.
She's trending on Twitter.
Yeah, that's the only reason I know is because Mary
know.
Magdalene popped up.
Yeah.
And I got in an argument because I was just like, isn't she a whore? And people just lambasted me.
Mm.
Because apparently, no. Apparently, she's not.
Well, she's
Wow.
nothing now.
Yeah, we don't horse shame. We don't slut shame. Apparently, anyone, not even previous people. No.
Although, you know what's crazy? And I saw this on Twitter. Apparently, there's a place you can go to that supposedly has her skull. Did you guys know this?
No.
Yeah, like it's just her skull, and they put her in this gold statuette. But it's so weird.
Is it in the Middle
Yeah, there's
East
all
or
sorts of
something?
like
Interesting.
churches with like finger bones that are supposed to be from
Yeah.
saints and all that
The
nonsense.
relics. Yeah.
So-
Mary
I
Magdalene
mean,
got a
probably just
job.
some hobo that died. They just took the skull and
Yep.
are making a bunch of money off it now. Like, could have been anyone. How are you going to prove it's hers?
Well, she had good jaw muscle.
Ba-dum-bum.
Sorry, I thought that would be better received. I apologize. I'll do that. So let's talk about, because you brought it up, the Real Housewives of Rio Linda. How'd that come about?
So that was like, we were talking about, there's just not a lot of, so when people are booking shows, they'll book like maybe one woman, they'll put in a token woman at the time. And so I had friends in comedy that I didn't get to do shows with. So I thought we should just do a show of all of us together. So that's what we did.
Yeah, and it was, Kristen Frisk was in it.
Steph Garcia, Kristen, Steph, Kimmy K, who I don't think is doing comedy anymore. She might do a show occasionally, and Cinderella and me. And we were all so different. I think that's the trouble. Sometimes people say like, oh, it's women, they're all the same. You can't have more than one woman on a show because their jokes will all be the same or something, but we were all so different. Their shows were, it was so much fun. We had such a good time.
Yeah.
Danny, do you agree with that? You can't have more than one woman?
No, I don't agree with that at all. I actually have more fun on woman shows than I do.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
I'd rather
ridiculous.
be on a show because I'm funny, not because I'm a woman. Like, I don't want to be the token woman. That's
Right.
that's not what I want. But I'd
Well, and
rather,
so bookers do that a lot though, right? They'll just say, well, we gotta have a woman, and then but we can't have more than one, and so
right.
I think it's
Yeah.
so weird.
Well, and
Go for it, Denny.
nowadays, I mean, anyone can pretty much, you know, you pitch your show idea to laughs or fun. I mean, anyone can put a show together. So there is a lot more, you know, like we'll have like an all woman show or, you know, this or that or whatever. But
well, and that's the great thing about Sacramento too. Like I've noticed
Yeah.
here in Minnesota, there's not as much of that. So there's like the clubs, pretty much the club shows. And there are a few people that do self-produced shows, but there just aren't that many of them, not like around the Sacramento Central Valley area. There's just not people doing. So I was thinking, well, maybe I should start doing that, but
yeah.
Well, what's stopping you?
COVID.
Oh, well. All right, well, fucking shut
Sorry,
me
I
up.
didn't mean to answer for you.
I like how everybody
Any
at the
other
same
questions?
time was like, COVID.
The plague, yeah.
Oh, I hate you
Nick.
guys.
And we're still here.
Yes, we are.
Fuck, I had to follow up and I forgot it. Help me out, guys. Bail me out of here. Come on.
Was it another dumb question?
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah. It was more of a statement. I think it's funny that before I started this podcast, I didn't realize that women were underrepresented as much as they are. I just assumed women were not in comedy as much. And then doing this podcast more and more, I'm actually quite surprised at the effort women have to go to like just get booked.
Yeah.
Still.
It's, you know, it's people say like, well, you just have to be funny, and that's true. But then there's that whole extra, you know, and it's not even like on purpose necessarily, but like say if a headliner is going to go on the road and take a feature with, say it's a male headliner, he's going to take a feature with him. He's probably not going to choose a woman to travel with because they're going to share hotel rooms. They're going to sleep in the car or whatever, you know? So there's kind of that barrier too of just being able to go out on the road and do shows with people.
Have you had to sleep in your car?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Tons. Yeah. Well,
Wow.
especially when I had the minivan.
Oh, well, you can put your feet up in a minivan. I'm talking like a Elantra or some
Civic.
shit. Yeah. A hatchback.
Yeah, I take the seats out of the back, and it was great because it had tinted windows in the back too, so that was fine.
Say, hey, kid, we're camping.
Yeah, it's just urban camping. All right, so that's it for my questions. I do have a random topic. So do you guys have any questions?
No.
Super. Okay.
What's the baseball? Is it for opening day? Is there a baseball?
No, I just always have it just to keep my hand occupied.
Oh, okay.
So,
Because his hand's normally on something else when he's not on the podcast, I guess.
We live really close to Target Field, and we have
cool.
season tickets, not for the whole season, but we have, because we can just walk over to the games, and now we're not.
Oh.
But
Well, they're doing the partial season. Are they allowing people in the?
no, they're playing. They're going to play at Target Field, but you can't go in and watch.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that
Maybe
starts
later in
tomorrow.
the season they will.
Yeah.
Because they're having a giveaway for ticket holders. We get a jacket or something. So we're going to go over to the stadium tomorrow.
It's like a jacket or something.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a New Balance windbreaker or some shit.
Ouch.
It's so
pretty
disappointing.
nice.
Members only.
Members only? Oh, my God.
Yes.
That's like the Kirkland brand of jackets.
Yes. Supportive.
All right, so I just want to ask, this is for the whole panel. Buddy, do you know Buddy Love, right, Cheryl? Dr. Buddy Love? No? Okay.
How, in what context?
He's a comedian and he's put on a couple shows. He remembers you. He said you were really nice. So he's obviously forgettable.
No, but it's a while ago, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
forgettable.
I do remember him. I do.
He's really
Okay.
close with Derek Dozier, so I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but so what he said is he talked about the bases of dating, like, first base, second base, third base, and all that stuff. And he said something about playing with your boobies. Now, I think that's second base. Am I wrong in that?
That's been my understanding.
Anybody else?
Sounds about right.
So wait a minute.
I thought
Kissing is
two
first
boobs
base.
is two,
So what's third?
so on, so on. Yeah.
Thank you.
Since we're on a baseball theme.
Fingering, hand
Exactly.
jobs.
I mean, we all know
So
what a home run is.
foreplay.
Yeah,
So foreplay is third base.
yeah. I mean, aren't you in a relationship, Nick? Don't you know these things? Like,
Well, no, because apparently, from what
I
he
just go-
says, apparently to him, playing with boobs is just warming up in the bullpen. First base in 2020 is unsolicited dick pics.
Yeah.
Second base is hand jobs under basketball shorts, and third base is anal.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
So that's redefining.
Wait a minute. What's home run then?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't know. I mean, anal is God's loophole, so technically you're not having sex.
Hopefully that was a foul ball.
That is not true.
Cheryl, do you know what God's loophole is?
Yes.
Tell
What
me,
chick is
now I
just gonna
prefer-
let you do anal before you have sex with her? Like, no one's ever gonna just be like, "Oh yeah, sure,
Mormons.
let's do it." No.
Apparently,
Yeah,
a lot of people are
witnesses.
doing that to for like their purity stuff.
Yes.
I better talk to my kids then and find
Yes,
out
you
and make
should.
sure they're not.
Yes, you should.
Oh my God, I will kill them.
Mhm. You don't want them to answer the question. Of
He
the
should
first
listen
vaginal.
to Meatloaf, the Paradise by the Dashboard Lights. That's kind of
It's a great song.
yeah, that's
And there's baseball.
and I think that defines the process.
Wow.
All right.
I'll have to listen to that.
I have to listen to that too.
Although it freaks me out when he talks about, oh, it's in the dirt. But I think that was for third base.
Who is
Oh,
it?
it's in the dirt.
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the name of the song?
Paradise by the Dashboard Lights.
It's
All right, I'll listen
like
to
a
it later.
10-minute long song, but
10 minutes.
So you've
It's a
never
long song.
heard it?
No,
No?
no.
Jesus.
No.
I love it. So
Turn it off.
I don't even know what
Turn it off.
yeah, I'm talking here, buddy. Honestly, I can't tell you a Meatloaf song.
now you can.
Yeah, you can.
Well, I forgot.
Well,
no, wait. I won't do that, right?
yeah. I think
I'll do
those are
anything.
pretty much his two big hits.
Doesn't he have like long hair? He's kind of fat.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
He
I know
was
who
in
he
Fight
is.
Club. He was,
He was
the guy
on
with
The
boobs.
Apprentice too. He was on
Yeah.
Donald Trump's Apprentice.
Yes, he was actually. Yes, he was. I can't believe that guy is our president now.
Right?
Tired.
Ah.
Rather
God,
than-
I used to watch The Apprentice all the time.
And look what happened.
I'm mad at
man.
myself. I'm mad at myself for ever watching it. Like we watched the first season.
Yeah, me
I'm mad
too.
at myself because it should have. Maybe that would have. Like if it never got good ratings, maybe we would have just faded into obscurity. But
My
got
ex-husband
encouraged.
was bound and determined to be on that show, and I'm like, you're not a successful businessman. Like, what? Why is he gonna pick you? He's not
Yeah.
just like picking, Blockbuster workers. Like, that's not what he's doing. But he was, bound and determined.
Huh.
So we watched every season.
Never saw it.
You never saw him?
Never.
You haven't liked Trump from the gate?
I never. No, not
Oh.
really.
He
Okay.
killed in Home Alone too.
Oh man. Well,
Yeah, I was gonna get serious, and I'm like, I don't know if we should. I don't know.
What?
Just get serious about like politics, but
No.
oh,
None of us. I
There's
don't know
enough
what
of
I'm
that.
talking about. Yeah. So, let's
Vote.
not do that.
I'll say that seriously. Vote, everybody,
Oh yes.
Please.
Vote.
please.
Oh please.
vote.
Do it.
Well, register if you haven't.
Yeah, be an
Go
informed voter
absentee.
though. You
well,
know?
if Kanye gets on the ballot, he's going to be like a Nader and just pull votes away. I guarantee it.
funny.
I doubt it.
No.
And did you see that Caitlyn wants to be his running mate?
No.
Yeah, she came out today and said that.
Really?
What
So
is?
yeah, Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn
wants
Jenner,
to
how
be-
dare you?
Excuse me.
I'm going to my grandma's house in Italy. That's it. I'm gone. I'm moving out of here.
I'm applying
Kanye
for
becomes
Portuguese
the president?
citizenship.
Yeah,
So
no.
Mm.
if we're stupid
like-
enough to reelect W twice, or once, reelect, you know what I mean.
Yes.
I need an exit plan. So that doesn't involve a handgun.
Good Lord.
And we can't. And now we can't leave the country. So
I know.
Yeah.
So how can you leave?
I will swim there.
If I have
I'm
a different
good
country's
swimmer.
passport, I'll be okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I want to ask is gefilte fish big in Minnesota? Because don't they have a big is it Danish population?
Well, Scandinavian, Norwegian.
Yeah.
I'm Norwegian and Danish. Yeah. Like pickled herring is a thing. Lutefisk. Lutefisk maybe is what you're thinking of?
Yes, there we go. That's it.
Yeah, lutefisk. Yeah, that's a big deal.
Is that good?
Oh, no.
The shark that's like in lye.
What is
Yeah,
it?
so it's
mhm.
codfish. It's soaked in lye
Oh, okay.
to preserve it, and then it has to be like rehydrated when you go to eat it. So you have to soak it to get the lye out because that's poison.
Hmm.
And then it's boiled, so it's kind of a gelatinous kind of consistency.
Mm-mm.
And then you put butter on it. So I eat it because it's like a familiar flavor. It's like
Mhm.
Christmas. That's what we had at Christmas all the time. But it smells like you can't even imagine.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Isn't lye what you put a body in to make it disappear?
Yeah. And it's used in soap making.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's,
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a preservative.
Yeah.
I don't know that it would decompose a body. I think it might preserve
I don't know. I
it.
thought I heard that on a TV show once.
I think it gets
Lime?
rid of the smell.
Oh,
The lye does.
well, that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
fish, yeah.
It is.
That sounds
It
horrible.
is, yeah. I've been learning Norwegian. That's what I've been doing during the pandemic.
Awesome.
And learning Norwegian because I was supposed to go to Norway.
Were you going to do your set in Norwegian?
No. Most of the clubs there, most of the people there speak English. I
Yeah.
just wanted to learn Norwegian just to, so I could, if people were talking about me, I would know what they were saying.
Right. I think Americans are the only ones that go to different countries and expect them, to speak English.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Most people speak English and then,
And they do.
And the comedy clubs, they do
Yeah.
both. They'll do English and because they have a lot of people who come from other countries to
Yeah.
do stand up there. Speaking of Norwegian comedy, have you guys watched Norseman on Netflix?
No.
Oh my God, it's my favorite show. So there's the first 2 seasons are fantastic. And then the 3rd season is a prequel, but I would still watch them in order, watch 1st and 2nd season. And the 3rd season is just on Netflix today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's so funny. It's kind of like Monty Python meets The Office. It's,
Okay.
Yeah,
What is it called
Norseman?
again?
Norseman.
North. Okay.
It's
Norseman.
filmed in Norway. They do the whole thing in Norwegian, and then the whole cast redoes the whole show in English. So they film every scene twice, once in Norwegian and once in English.
Wow.
I've been watching the Zach Efron. I'm so sorry, Zac Efron series Beyond the Earth, and it's about like how to. It's oh my God, he went to Iceland, and I was just like, I want to go so bad. They don't waste anything there. They use everything in the water that they're using. It was amazing.
Yeah, there was a comic from Iceland at the Slow Festival who books the club. I was gonna go there too.
Nice. Nice.
But they book a lot of Americans at their club in Iceland. So
good to know.
Yeah. And like I don't know what it's going to be like now, but the flights, like I got a $300 round trip from LA to Oslo, Norway.
No way.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I was like,
Yeah.
I can't not do this. This is a good deal.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
God,
LA to Oslo, Norway.
No way.
Pun. Was that a pun?
Yes, it is.
Damien
Yes, it
would be
was.
proud.
Damien's not here. I don't know.
Yes.
Have you done his capital punishment show?
No, we've had
on here.
a couple times.
Oh,
We actually did a mini capital punishment show on here against each
fun.
other.
Rob's wife
they
won.
weren't-
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
she's way
challenging.
better. Yeah.
Have you done it?
Yeah, I did it one time. Yeah,
Nice.
before I
Oh.
moved. It was fun.
They're just they just speak in puns. It's annoying.
Yeah, yeah. Him, Robert Barry and
Yeah.
Damien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I was astonished at how long they would go. And it took me what do you guys say? 20 minutes to think of one pun?
What
Oh,
the
wow.
first time you had Damien on the whole show, you're like, was that a pun? And you do no.
Right.
Is that a pun? No.
Oh,
How about that? Was that a pun? No. We just felt bad for you. Yeah, Nick, that was a pun.
It was workable.
sure,
Yeah.
sure,
Please
buddy.
stop.
Sure, buddy.
All right. So we are going to end soon. Before we get into our ultra famous Inside the Comic Studio,
Brilliance.
I'm gonna have to replace you, Danny. You're losing your luster on that.
Brilliant.
I want to be with you guys. This isn't the same sitting at home alone. No.
Do you guys usually are you usually in a studio together?
Yes.
We used to be.
Yeah, we
I
used to-
decided to surprise myself. I didn't watch any old shows. I decided to just
You're okay.
be
It's-
spontaneous.
Yeah.
Well, you'd probably be the only one to watch our show. So,
Be quiet.
but yeah, we used to record at Blacktop, and then unfortunately, Blacktop closed its doors.
Okay.
We're looking to go to another club, Stab, but they're not really doing much of anything
Hmm.
because COVID, right, guys?
Yeah.
Literally.
But yeah, I mean, you talked about the Zoom shows. There's something that's definitely missing from being together in the same room, able to bounce off each other.
Yep.
Versus like I could just look across, the table at people, but here I got to do like the fucking Brady Bunch thing and like look around to see if anyone's going to start talking.
I mean, Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee are still getting together because they couldn't do the whole Zoom thing. They're still meeting together. We could meet.
Getting anywhere near your scurvy ass.
No.
Wow.
I thought about it, but nah.
Wow. Fine.
All right.
And there's people getting diagnosed. There's positive tests of a lot of people, and especially in the Sacramento area.
Yeah.
Well, one comic, Curtis.
Taylor Evans.
Well, Curtis Newingham just got over it. And he recorded like videos of him talking about what COVID is, and fuck that, man.
Yeah. And David Lou's in the hospital right now.
Who?
David Liu, he had cancer for a while. He was a pretty big comic here, and then he was doing great. And then he just the other day he was like, "I'm back in the hospital. I have pneumonia," and then they said he had COVID. So
Jesus.
yeah, but he's awesome. He's one of the strongest guys I know. He's pretty cool.
I love David. He's
Yeah.
so funny. So funny.
Well, this ain't nothing. I mean, look at who was it? D.L. Hughley.
Yeah, did he basically? I know he went in. He got positive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
passing out on stage, and then one person that was there was like he shook everybody's hand prior to getting on. So that whole club was exposed,
Yeah.
and no one was social distancing or a mask. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
See, they actually
It's gonna
enforced
be
everyone.
weird. It's gonna be weird when we can get back. Like, you're not gonna touch anybody, right? And
Right.
it's just gonna be weird.
Right.
I
Well,
get- unless we
it's even weird now. Like my grandma's 94 and my son is just in remission now with cancer. And so like, I see them all the time, but it's like, I don't hug them it's just, it's awkward to not hug my son or my grandma. And I'm just like, I don't know, it's just,
Yeah.
it's sad. It's awkward.
Yeah.
I don't like
I
it.
guess if we have a vaccine, then people maybe will go back to, but I don't know, maybe we'll never be like shaking hands and hugging again. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, then you got the people that are, anti-vax and like you were talking about, so happy with being uneducated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Anyways, let's get off of that. Before we get into the Inside the Comic Studio, Cheryl, plug your social media, plug any sets you got up or anything like that.
Okay. I'm Cheryl Soccer Mom on Instagram and Twitter. I'm facebook.com/laugh. That's my URL on Facebook. Pretty proud of that. And YouTube, I've been trying to record a little bit of just some little things. I've got like character stuff. I'm Karen Camelto on YouTube. I think it's Cheryl the Soccer Mom on YouTube. So, yeah.
All right. Danny.
You can find me at Rad Chick Forever on Instagram, Cash App, Venmo, Facebook. Hit me up. You can check out my Facebook page. I'm on a lot of Zoom shows. And also there's this group put together. It's called Displaced Comedy, and it's you're able to do a Zoom mic every 30 minutes or so if you wanted to, all across the nation. It's a pretty cool website, and they're really helpful. So
Nice.
yeah.
Cool. Sharon.
You can find me on I Am Big Poetry Podcast. I am right now getting ready to talk to the previous poet laureate, Bob Stanley. He's been ready for, don't do that.
Was that Anti-Vice?
Yes. Yeah, okay. All right. Coming back to what I was thinking about, yes. And I'll be DJing the Comedy on the Rocks with Marcus Mangum on the 29th of July. Please go get your tickets before it sells out. We have right there Robert Barry. We have also Johnny Taylor will be also on the show. So
Nice.
Rockland.
Nice.
In there.
Rob.
My side project, Stand Up Dads Podcast. I record that with my buddy Mike. Comes out every Sunday. We have a website now, stand-up-dads.com. Check it out.
And then follow me on Twitter at TheBigNickJ. Okay. So Inside the Comic Studio is brought to you by Seattle Gummy Company. Yay!
Woo.
When you need to be alert and focus fast, Mocha Shots high energy gummies work 5 times faster than coffee and at half the price. Combination of active ingredients improves focus, enhances cognitive performance, and reduces the jittery side effects of caffeine so you can get shit done anytime, anywhere. Vitamin B complex boosts performance. Convenient, you can take anytime, anywhere. Only 5 grams of sugar. Use the promo code GAG15 on their website. Check the episode description. I'll have a link for all that. Okay. So, Inside the Comic Studio, we ask all comics the same 5 questions. So, first question is first joke that landed well.
I still do it. It's when I had a website, there was a guy posting dick pics on it, like way long time ago, like 20 years ago, super long time. So I wrote an email to my daughter. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I've been deleting penises all day." And I'm like, "Is it penises?" I had to look up the plural of penis. And so then I wrote to her like, "You know what? The word for more than one penis is party."
That's awesome.
So yeah, that was like one of the first jokes I did, and I still do it.
Nice. All right. Second is favorite thing about the local comedy scene. You can talk about SAC if you want, or you can talk about where you're at now.
SAC. I'll talk about SAC. Best thing, diversity. Sacramento is so great for being able to do any kind of audience. You know, I love that. I think that's why so many really strong comics, because like look at the NBC Stand Up for Diversity, like all 3 years in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've had so many strong comics come out of Sacramento. And I think as part of it, there's a lot of opportunities for stage time, but it's also the audiences are just so diverse and wonderful. And yeah, I think that's the best thing. And everybody I don't know what it's like now. I haven't been there, but it was a very welcoming community and supportive of new people and everybody.
All right. Opposite of that, what's one thing you dislike or would like to see changed in the local scene?
Okay, I can't talk about now because I'm not there, but just in general, I'm annoyed, I guess, by people who don't take it seriously, who are like, I'm just gonna, it's kind of like I'm just gonna get up and they waste. Stage time is so valuable anyway, but they would just waste the stage time, and like they don't treat it like a job, because there are people there who are depending on working out jokes because it's their job and they need that stage time. And people, like, especially in LA, there was one mic, a guy just went up and made fart noises for his whole time. And I'm like, you were wasting, like, you wouldn't go into a restaurant and be like, I'm going to take over your kitchen because I want to try out what it's like to cook in a professional kitchen, but they they just waste, people that don't take it seriously and waste their stage time. That annoys me.
That is a great analogy. The restaurant thing?
Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day because I was like, I would like to try out a professional kitchen, but I would never do that. Can you imagine going in? Like,
they wouldn't let you and open mic.
No.
Anyone can get on up there because they think it's easy. So
I could probably do that. I
could do that. Yeah.
I do it at home. I can probably do it in a professional club.
My friends say I'm funny.
Yes.
And that's what you just reported. That's actually been a lot of comedians. What they say is, if you're not going to be serious about it, get off the stage because we want to actually work on stuff.
Yeah. I love new comics. Like if you're coming up and you're working on stuff and you're brand new and you're not necessarily going to be funny, but at least try.
Yeah. That's what I did. I stepped aside for the real comics. I gave them their time back.
You're so noble.
Favorite local comedian?
Oh, oof. Oh, I can't just pick one. I can't pick one person. There's
Top
so
3?
many. No, I couldn't. No. There's so many. I love people as individuals, sometimes as a group, not so much, but but so everybody has people have one joke of theirs that I just love, or I love their spirit or their enthusiasm. Like some people are just not that funny, but they're so enthusiastic about it, and then eventually they work it out and they're really funny. So yeah, there's so many. There's a lot of set comics I really like.
All right.
That's what's so fun for coming back to town too, because then I see people I haven't seen in so long.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Now, isn't Ted Yang from Minnesota as well? Didn't you? I remember Jackie and Ed being at an open mic, and they ran into you and Ted Yang, and I was like, dang, you guys are all in Minnesota at a mic. It was pretty cool. No, maybe not.
I don't know.
All right, never mind. I don't know. I don't know. Never mind. Stories you hear.
There's a lot of Minnesota comics that I haven't met yet either. So.
Well, he's from Sac, and then he now moves to Minnesota. So.
Oh, okay.
Or a year ago. It doesn't matter. You don't know. So.
Oh, well, I might have met him and then forgot his name. Yeah. And then if I see his face, then I'll be like, oh, geez, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. All right. Lastly, advice to new comedians.
I guess just stage time. Get up as much as you can. Don't poo-poo little shows, little bar shows, and go to the open mics. On the Y, that's one of my favorite mics. And, a lot of people are, I don't know, sometimes people think they're above doing little shows like that where there isn't a big audience or something. Stage time is so valuable. Just get as much of it as you can. That's what I would say.
Amen, sister. Preach it. All right. Well, Cheryl, thank you for coming on, especially during COVID. Since everything got down.
It's easy. I made this whole Zoom room. I did my little background and everything, and then I didn't do any more Zoom shows. So I'm glad I got to use
it. Well, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you again.
Yeah, thanks you guys. This was fun.
Yeah, thank you, Cheryl. All right, take it easy, guys. Stay safe.
All right. Bye.